Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing my top 10 favourite books of the year so far. Now I've read 42 books so far this year, which considering it's only the start of September I'm quite shocked, because normally by this point I've only read like 20. Actually probably not even that, because most years before last year I was only reading like 25 books a year. But yes, I thought today I would just go through my top 10 favourite books that I've read so far in the year of 2024. Now this is in no particular order, these are just my top 10 favourites. This isn't like 1 to 10, this is just all 10 books that I've loved. So the first one, Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. I still have not stopped thinking about this book, and I read it 2 months ago. It's such a goddamn good book. It's so good, it's so sweet, it's so fun. I love the characters, I love the character development, I love the relationship. Johnny Kavanagh. Anyway, no, I absolutely love this series so goddamn much. It's so fun. Like, the books, yes, they're long, but they are so worth every single page. Because I read the first 2 books in this series a couple of months ago. I still need to read, what is it? Saving and Redeeming 6, and then I also need to read Taming 7, and I will do that soon, but I'm savouring the series because it's just so good and I love it so much. But yes, no, definitely such a good book. It's so sweet. It's like a 6-star read for me at this point. I think all these are like 6-star reads because I've just loved them so goddamn much. Up next we only have one that I literally read yesterday, but it was so good that it's already shot its way up to my top 10 of the year so far. That is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I was so goddamn obsessed with this book. I read it in one sitting. One singular sitting. And it's stuck in my brain. I can't stop thinking about the book. I already want to reread it, and I only read it yesterday. That book is just, it's so fun, it's so sweet. I love the accidental pregnancy trope. I'm one of those people who loves that trope. I love the banter between the characters. I love their chemistry. And honestly, the spice was phenomenal. Like, I loved it. I thought that was an amazing book, and I just think everyone should go out and read it. The second I finished reading that book, I messaged Em, because we have the exact same taste in books. Every time she recommends me a book, I absolutely fucking love it. So the entire time I was reading it, I was like, oh my god, this is such an Em book. So I keep looking across my room because I'm actually on call with Em and Ida right now. But the entire time I was reading that book, I was like, this is such an M book and she would love this. So the second I finished it, I messaged her and I was like, you need to read this goddamn book because it's so good and it's exactly the kind of book you will want to read. For book 3 and 4, I'm going to do them together because they're by the same author. But we have A Cut of Silver Flames by Sarah J Maas and The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. What a shock. Both books also recommended to me by Em. She's got me addicted to these. So I'll talk about Silver Flames first. My favourite couple, Cassian and Nesta. I'm obsessed with them. They are literally amazing. I love Nesta so much. I know a lot of people don't like her. I am freaking in love with that woman. I just loved her story. She has such good character development. She just had to go through so much, and then I feel like this book makes you understand why she is like she is, and it's so good and I loved it so much. I'm obsessed with Cassian. He is so hot. He is literally daddy. And I don't feel ashamed saying that. I love that man so much and I cannot wait for the more books to come out in this series. I'm hoping they don't come out until after I've finished reading Throne of Glass and then I've read Crescent City. Because I feel like I need to read Crescent City before I read the next book in the ACOTAR series. But, you know, that might take me a while because I'm only on Air of Fire in Throne of Glass right now. But yeah, such a good book and I love it so goddamn much. And then with The Assassin's Blade, this book grabbed my heart and yanked it out of my chest. I said, ha, you have emotions, I'm gonna play with them. People can fight me on this in the comments, I don't care what anyone else says. The correct reading order, read Assassin's Blade first. Read Assassin's Blade first before you read the rest of the Throne of Glass series, because this book sets you up for the rest of the series so well. This book gives you so much insight into who Selena is, how she ended up where she did in book 1, and also like just how her story goes where it is. And it's just got so many little Easter eggs that you see in the next couple of books. So yeah, I know I will fight to the grave. I will die on this hill that you should read Assassin's Blade first and then read the rest of the series, just because like also it's a prequel anyway, so you should read it first. It just feels like the correct reading order. Assassin's Blade sets you up for the series so well, makes you understand it more, and I found that reading this first has made me enjoy the rest of the series so much better. Going back to romance for a second, we have Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I read this literally like 5 days ago. I read this at the very start of this month. I adore this book so much. This is the healthiest book relationship I've ever seen. They actually talk about their problems and deal with them like adults and don't do petty drama. And like even when there was drama, it wasn't a lot of drama. It was like very, very quickly resolved. And and also every time I think about this book, I can't help thinking about Good Graces by Sabrina Carpenter, just because that is such Stassi to Nate. Like every time I think of that song, I think of this book, and every time I think of this book, I think of that song, just because it matches up so well. The audiobook of this is really good as well, because I listened to the audiobook while I read along physically, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It's just such a fun, quick, easy, spicy romance. Is it more romance than plot? Yeah, it's like spice than plot. Yes, it is. But you know what? I say porn over plot any day. For the next like couple of minutes, we're going to be speaking about M again, because the next 2 books are ones that she also recommended to me. So first we have Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. This was such a sweet story. I loved this so much. I loved it with all my heart. I want to reread this already, and I only read it like a couple of months ago. I just thought it was such a beautiful story, and I loved every second of it. I didn't want to put it down when I was reading it. I think I literally read this in like 2 days, and it was just so good. I listened to the audiobook of it again. I've realised this year I am such an audiobook girly. Like I love audiobooks. I love listening to the audiobook while I read along physically. I feel like it immerses me in the story more. So if I have access to an audiobook, you best believe I'm listening to it. I have this on Audible because I got it when it was on sale for like $2.99. But yeah, no, a phenomenal book. Just such a phenomenal book, and I loved it so goddamn much that it speaks to me, and it speaks to my soul. I'll carry on with the streaks of books that Emma's recommended to me. We have The Crimson Moth by Kristen Ciccarelli. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. I don't fucking know. It's a weird last name. I'm at a loss for words. I love this book so much. It was such a 5-star read for me. I read this in like 2 days. I listened to the audiobook of it, and I loved it. I loved Rune, the main character, and I loved the magic system. It's not like any magic system I've ever seen before. Did some of the uses of certain kinds of blood kind of gross me out a little bit? Yes, they did. But we're not talking about that. No. This book was such a fun time. Em read this book earlier this year. She absolutely loved it, and she recommended that me and Ida read it. And we did. I read it for a book club that I'm in, the Alan and Catherine Patreon book club, because it was the book of the month for August, which Out on a Limb was the book for September. So the first 2 books of that book club have been amazing, and I've loved it. They were both 5 stars for me. But anyway, no, I just fell in love with this book from the start. I loved the characters, I loved the magic system, I loved how the story went. Did I kind of predict the ending? Yes. Did that like lower my rating? No, absolutely not, because I loved it so much, and I cannot wait for book 2 to come out. But I sadly have to wait until February of next year, which I'm not happy about, because I want that book so badly. But yeah, I'm just sad. So for another fantasy book, number 8 on this list is Nightban by Alex Astor. I am in love with this universe, and I can't wait for book 3 to come out. I think it comes out at the end of this year. I love this so goddamn much. I love Isla. I love her character development in this book. I love Oro. I love Grimm. I want to know what's going on. And apparently in book 3, Isla goes into her villain era, which I am dying to see. And like the cliffhanger at the end of this book, it is so good. And the audiobook of this is amazing as well, because I listened to that. This was recommended to me by my friend Lex, because she read Lightlark and Nightban last year, and I read both of them this year, and I've just loved them so goddamn much. You all know how much I love this book, because I read it for a YouTube video that I posted on my channel, which was reading books recommended to me by my friends. But yeah, no, I fell in love with this so much. I fell in love with the world and the magic and the characters, and I just think everyone should read it, because it's a very quick, easy fantasy read. It's not got a lot of world building, it's not very intense, it's just like a quick, easy fantasy that I think everyone should just like read. Okay, so even though this is 4 books, I'm classing it as one, because it's a series, the Off-Campus series by Al Kennedy. I love this book series so much, and I just finished reading The Gold recently. I'm doing the reading order of reading the Briar Yu books before I read The Legacy, just because obviously I know like there's kind of a few spoilers in there because it involves the couples from the Briar Yu series. But I love this series so much, and I don't think I could pick one. Like, I had my order of like my, like, I guess you'd say favourites, like least favourite, but I don't have a least favourite. I just have like the one I enjoyed the most to one that I still enjoyed, just it's not like the top of it. So I think like, I'm guessing I go like favourite to like least favourite, but not actually least favourite. It goes The Mistake, The Goal, The Score, and then The Deal. And I have no words to describe how in love I am with this series. It's so good. They're all 5 stars. Like, I loved The Goal so much. I know a lot of people don't really like this one, but it had accidental pregnancy therapy in it. Of course I loved it. It's so good. It's just so fun. I loved it all so much. This is another series I'm recommended. Can you notice the theme in this video? Okay, so the final book for this video, number 10, is What a Shock, another one that Em recommended. She's recommended all my favourite books this year. I'm going to tell her this when I finish filming this video, because she's on my laptop currently. But the last one is The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. Joe, if you want a book that will rip out your heart and drain your soul, read this one. Check your trigger warnings before you read it, because this is a very intense book and it has a lot of stuff in it that you need to read. You need to like read the trigger warnings before you read this book, because it is very, very intense and it has a lot of triggering topics. But I just thought this story was beautiful. I read it in one sitting. That's how much I loved it. I listened to the audiobook of this, and it's such an easy read, and it's so sad, and it's just a journey of someone's healing and them becoming who they are now compared to who they used to be. And once you've read the book, you'll also understand the cover, because this does have significance to the story. Once you read the book, you'll understand the significance of the flowers on the front of the book. This is incredible. I absolutely loved it with my whole heart, and yeah, it makes me sad when I think about this book, but in a good way. Like, well, it's not a good kind of sad, but it just makes me sad. But yeah, no, I love this, and I can't wait to read the sequel, which I'm probably going to buy soon because I really want to read it. Okay, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe, because that is what gets my videos out onto YouTube platform, and then maybe I can start getting more views, because I am on a mission to get to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. So I only have 3 months to get like another 55 subscribers. But yeah, no, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you next time.